The Brave Little Tailor's Quest. In the heart of the quaint town of Thimbleton, with its grand castle, cobblestone streets, and the cheeriest market in the land, lived a little tailor named Tim. His tiny shop, nestled between larger storefronts on Tailor's Lane, was filled with the dreams of a boy who believed in the magic of adventures. Tim lived a simple life with his grandmother, Nana Threadwell, who was as old as the oak tree that stood watch over their home. Nana was a weaver of tales, known throughout Thimbleton for her enchanting stories that spoke of courage, love, and the quiet strength of family. Their home was always filled with laughter and the comforting scent of Nana's famous berry pies. As the Festival of Lights approached, an event that lit up the town with the glow of 1,000 lanterns, joy turned to concern. Nana fell ill, and her stories faded into soft whispers. The town doctor, with his spectacles slipping down his nose, declared that only the rare starbill flower could cure her ailment. The flower bloomed just once a year, atop the daunting Mount Seam, a place of legends and whispers. Tim's heart quivered like a sparrow in a storm, but he looked into Nana's tired eyes and saw the flickering stories that needed to be told. "I will fetch the starbill for you, Nana," Tim vowed, his voice a mix of fear and determination. The following morning, as the sun painted the sky with strokes of pink and gold, Tim set off. He carried with him a needle and thread, gifts from Nana, and a pouch of sweet berry treats she had mustered the strength to make. The road to Mount Seam wound through the mystical whispering woods and across the chattering singing brook. Tim walked with the hesitation of a story yet to unfold, his heart pounding a rhythm of hopeful beats. In the heart of the woods, Tim encountered Whirl, a playful wind that loved to tangle hair and race leaves along the path. Whirl teased Tim, whisking his hat from his head and sending it dancing in the air. But instead of frowning, Tim laughed and spoke to the wind as if it were an old friend. "Oh, Whirl, won't you join me on my quest?" Amused by Tim's spirit, Whirl agreed, and the two became unlikely companions. Whirl guided Tim through the woods, sharing secrets of the trees and the skies. With each step, Tim's confidence grew, and his laughter became a melody that even the brook seemed to sing along to. Mount Seam rose before Tim, a giant of rock and mystery, its peak hidden by a blanket of clouds. Tim began his ascent, his small fingers gripping the jagged rocks as he climbed. The needle and thread in his pocket seemed to whisper words of encouragement, reminding him of Nana's comforting embrace. A storm brewed suddenly, as if the mountain itself was challenging Tim's resolve. Whirl vanished into the mists, and Tim was left alone with the mountain's test. Remembering the heroes of Nana's stories, Tim knew that true courage wasn't the absence of fear, but the will to face it. Tim continued climbing, with the storm lashing him with stinging rain and howling gale. Tim was getting weary, his next grip more unsure than the last. He started to feel worried, a silent dread creeping into his heart. "What if I cannot make it? What if I cannot get back to Nana in time?" he thought. But the needle and thread from Nana whispered to him, "You are a tailor, Tim. Stitch. Keep stitching." And Tim knew what he had to do. He channeled all his knowledge and patience and tenacity mustered over many years of training and started stitching. The first thing he stitched was his resolve, which was in tatters with the storm's onslaught. Then he stitched his strength, one careful handhold at a time. Finally, with each step, he stitched his courage onto the very fabric of the mountain until he stood upon the summit where the starbill awaited. The flower glowed with an ethereal light, each petal a testament to the bravery of a boy and the love for his grandmother. As Tim plucked the starbell, the storm dissipated, and a rainbow arched across the clear sky, a bridge from fear to triumph. Whirl re-emerged, swirling with pride. "You found the courage that was within you all along," the wind whispered, and together they descended the mountain. Tim returned to Thimbleton as the Festival of Lights began. Lanterns swayed in the gentle breeze, and the townsfolk gathered, their faces illuminated by joy and celebration. But the brightest light was in Nana's eyes when Tim presented her with the star bell. "You've spun a tale of your own, my dear boy," Nana said, her voice regaining strength. "And you've taught us all that courage is found in the journey, not the destination." The town rejoiced in Tim's bravery, and the Festival of Lights shone brighter than ever before. Tim's small shop on Tailor's Lane flourished, and his adventures with Whirl became new stories that Nana shared. And whenever a gust of wind danced through the streets of Thimbleton, the children would giggle, remembering the tale of the brave little tailor who stitched his courage on the fabric of the sky. The end.